Good day, learners. Welcome to another session of School Organization and Management. I am Dr. Tandra Sharma, Professor, Jagannath Institute of Education. Today, I'm going to talk about dynamics of supervision. The topic of today's discussion is supervision, concept, need, functions, and scope. The points to be covered in this topic are the concept of supervision, definitions, need of supervision, functions of supervision, and the scope of supervision. Supervision is the function of assuring that the work is being done in accordance with plan and instruction. Supervision can be defined as an overseeing and observing the activities of the subordinates. Mainly, supervisors supervise the subordinates. Supervision is an activity of observation that helps to ensure that the work is being performed according to the requirement of the job. It can be defined as the function of leading, coordinating, directing the work that supports to achieve the predetermined goals. School personnel remain one of the most significant resources in the school. Supervision of the school personnel is central to the attainment of the goals and objectives of the school. The National Policy on Education has highlighted in precise terms the objectives of educational supervision, which is to ensure quality control through regular inspection and continuous supervision of instructional and other educational services. Supervision is the stimulation of professional growth and development of the teachers, a selection and revision of educational objectives, materials of instruction, methods of teaching, and the evaluation of instruction. There are various definitions given by various authors. Now let us discuss some of the definitions. According to R.C. Davies, supervision is the function of assuring that the work is being done in accordance with the plan of instruction. According to Willis Kimball, supervision is the assistance in the development of better teaching learning situation. According to Burton, development of teaching is the aim of supervision. Supervision is thus a combination or integration of a number of processes, procedures, and conditions that are consciously designed with the sole aim of advancing the work effectiveness of teachers and other personnel involved in the schooling process. Thus, we can say supervision is a creative and a dynamic process, giving a friendly guidance and direction to the teachers and pupils for improving themselves in the teaching learning situations for the accomplishment of the desired goals of the education. Now let us discuss the need of school supervision. The major concern of school supervision is the enhancement of the quality of instructions in the school. Therefore, the need of supervision will be deciding the nature and content of the curriculum, selecting the school organizational patterns and materials that will enhance educational growth, improvement of the teacher effectiveness, ensuring that the teachers are performing their duties as scheduled, improvement of the incompetent teachers, providing a guide for staff development, determining the effectiveness of the teacher's classroom management, determining the tone of the school, determining the special abilities possessed by the teachers, and deciding who to be transferred, retained, promoted, or disengaged. And lastly, to improve the teaching skills. Thus, from all this requirement, the need of the supervision, we can say that the role of the supervisor would be to visit teachers in their classes regularly and discuss their observations with them, help both the new and the experienced teachers with planning their schemes of work and lessons and counsel them regularly, have authority and use it with the teachers to set school level objectives and to determine the school's activities to achieve those objectives, collect teachers' lesson plans regularly and comment on them, be accessible to both the teachers and the students and listen to their concerns and interact informally with them, trust their teachers and delegate authority to them, and check regularly on the safety and welfare of teachers and students and take care of problems as they arise. Therefore, if we adhere strictly to the above, amount to a systematic and efficient supervision, this will result in an effective and efficient school which will be characterized by excellent achievement by many pupils in the examinations. Secondly, excellent performance in games, sports, drama, debates, music and festivals, etc. Third, well-behaved pupils. And fourth, the success of the past students. Now let us discuss about the functions of supervision. The scope of educational supervision can be further understood by defining its primary functions. These are as follows. Number one, providing leadership. That means one of the most significant functions of supervision is to provide leadership that will maintain the solidarity of the group through the promotion of group feeling and group effort. Second, formulating policies. That means supervision is charged with the task of improving education in all its aspects. So it should be responsible for formulating policies. Third, studying the teaching learning situations. That means keeping in mind the four elements, that is the learners, teachers, curriculum, and the socio-physical environment that has to be studied. Fourth, improving the teaching learning situations. Having studied the situation and having observed it in operation, supervision proceeds to take positive steps for its improvement. Fifth, improvement of the personnel. That is, today's teachers, despite their knowledge, skill, and training needs, and able leadership to foster their growth as teachers and to coordinate their efforts to operate a good school. Supervision has to supply that leadership to help the teachers grow professionally and to improve. Sixth, improving human relations. That means good human relations cannot be achieved by merely bringing people together to form a group. They are built by living and working with fellow staff members in such a way that they can practice good human relations too. The supervisor has to make positive and deliberate efforts to develop and maintain good human relations. Seventh, improving group interactions. That is, education is a cooperative group enterprise. It is the function of the supervision to secure and maintain cooperation so that each worker is enabled to make his best contribution to group effort towards the desired goals. Free and frequent communication promotes and improves group understanding and interactions. Group work encourages individual development, strengthens democratic practices, and fosters and moral and ethical values. Next, improving the product of education. That means the organization, administration, and supervision of education all are geared to the realization of the aims and objectives. That is, the all-round development of the individual's powers and capacities and fulfillment of the needs of the society through teaching. With these views in mind, the educational workers strive to accomplish the product of education of contemplated standard mutually decided upon by all the concerned persons. Supervision thus has continuously to assess the extent to which the aims are being fulfilled and how far the resulting product of education has reached the desired level. Ninth, improving supervision. Now, modern supervision emphasizes that the effort should be made by teachers and supervisors towards self-evaluation, self-guidance, and self-supervision too. 10th, improving morale of the teachers. That means, since the educational supervisor is responsible for improving teaching learning situation, it becomes his duty to do everything that keeps the morale of the teachers high. Therefore, to achieve this, the supervisor has to understand what affects the teacher's morale adversely and how such factors and conditions can be controlled. 11th, generating favorable learning climate. That is, the psychosocial environment greatly influences the learning of the students and teaching by the teachers. It is therefore emphasized that the educational supervisor should study, analyze, and improve the teaching learning climate too. This is one of the most important functions of the supervision. Now let us come to the scope of supervision. We had discussed few definitions in the beginning. Therefore, from the definitions of supervision, it is clear that the scope of modern supervision extends to the entire educative process. The various elements of this situation in the order of importance may be categorized as the learners, the teachers, the curriculum, and the socio-physical environment. Since the learners are the children whose development is to be brought about, it has to be based upon their nature, needs, interests, and capacities. Secondly, the teachers are also important as their knowledge, training, interests, activities, and behavior exercise a far-reaching influence on the situation. Thirdly, the curriculum. It is the totality of the activities and experiences planned and implemented for the benefit of the learners. And lastly, the socio-physical environment that consists of the physical surroundings in the school, such as the building, equipment, etc., and out of the school physical environment, as well as the life, manners, culture, and society. Thus, the scope of educational supervision extends to all the areas of educational activity with larger purpose of improving the product of education through the upgrading the quality of instruction and other school practices. Thank you.